Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurin Afika binti Zulkifli with the metric number 1529644. So today I'm gonna present to you what I did for my research paper for marketing research and KTG 4410. So basically, we already choose our topic, which is the impact of advertisements on consumer buying behavior. To be specific, is a study of skincare products in Malaysia. So the reason why we choose this topic because we found that we observed that there are many people who actually buy skincare products through the influence of the advertisements, especially social media as well as word of mouth. So we would like to further our knowledge more. So that's why we choose this topic to do a research about it. So the first one is we found the impact of advertisement on consumer behavior from other people's paper, which is we developed from the Shundanga. So the questionnaire we develop and we choose their questions for us to make our own survey using Google form. So I'm going to show you how to do a Google form in order for you to develop a questionnaire that we did. So the first one, we type Google Forms in order for us to start with to find the to make our own questions, and then we're gonna choose the blank one because we're gonna start a new one. So basically, when you once you want to start with the questions, they will look like this. The page will look like this, and then the untitled form will be like this. The untitled form will be title that you would like to ask the questions. For example, demographic part. Sorry, demographic. Okay, and then the first question will definitely we normally ask gender first, and then they will give you several choices for you to choose, such as multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, and other. So in this case, multiple choice, the respondents only have one choice for them to choose, whereas the check boxes will make that will have options for them to choose, or they can choose more than two answers. So as for the gender, we're going to choose the multiple choice because they need to answer only one. The first one will choose female and automatically will result in female. And the next question, you can add it here. The question, for example, age, and then nationality, and so on. So basically, they have gave you the options if you want to put images somewhere around here, like we did for our questionnaire. We put skincare images behind it to make it more interesting for them to answer. So basically, these are the questions that we already did for our demographic part, which is these are all the questions. And then before that, as you have finished to creating the questions, I will make sure that I will put the required button on, because if they are turned off, they have the tendency to miss the question. So if you put the required, they cannot move to the next questions before they answer the specific questions. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to show you the demographic part that we did. And so I already answered it. And then the next one is the variables part that we want to ask them, such as first, the variables is advertisements influence. Before that, I would like to introduce you our influence, which is independent variables, is advertisement influence, as well as usefulness, exposure, and features. There are four independent variables, whereas the dependent variables, we have one, which is the consumer buying behavior. We call it CBB. This is the dependent variables for this one. Okay, back to the Google form. So these are the questions for the variables part. You can see that we put this one as a multiple choice, and then they have scale, moves from most useful to least useful, and frequency of exposure, and so on. So they have, once they finish, they have to click next, and after that, they can answer more questions regarding the variables part. Okay, back to the Google form. Okay, once I have finished, I will click this one, send, and then they will have this one link icon, which I have to click it in order for me to get the link. And from this link, you can make it shorten, so it will look simpler and nice for you to distribute to people. So you can either press copy here and it will automatically copy, or you can click Control C in order for you to copy. So let's try it. Copy, paste. And yes, so basically this is how it looks like after I already did the question part. Oops, sorry. Okay, so once I already sent out the questionnaire, the collection of responses that we received, we are using WhatsApp and also Instagram link. I'm going to show you how do I do the link. So once we let it for like 2 days, actually we get it the respondents in one day. We get it more than 300 respondents. So from this one, you can check it the responses after the questions that you did. Because beside that, you have the responses. You can check it there, and then they will give you all the brief thing that they will give us all the data, pie chart, bar chart of everything that we, according to the survey questions. So from this part, I I download the responses using from here to Excel. So I'm just going to save, and then I will open in folder, and they will show it here. So I did save it from my desktop. So I'm going to show you the responses that were received. We'll put it, and then, oh, sorry. Okay. And then this gives us all everything. Sorry, this one. Yeah, this one. But it looks complicated. So in order for us to make it simplified, so what we did is, for example, female, we would like to replace it with number one, age of 21 to 25, like number one. So how do I do it? Is I click here and I sort here and press filter. Sorry, press filter. And then we have show arrow here. I'm going to click female first for me to select all female to reorganize everything back. And then I click find, replace it. Then you can find what you want to replace it as female, and then you want to replace it one. So for you to make it more organized. So in this case, after I replace everything, it will look like this. So the gender one represents female. However, number two represents male. Yeah, so this is what we did for everything to make it more nicer. Yes. Basically, that's all that I learned from what we did from Develop questions, and then the respondents, and then from the responses, we get to extract it from the Excel to here, and then I simplify everything to make it more nicer and more understandable. And yes. Okay, and after I collected all the data from here, and then I simplified it and replaced it with a simpler code number, so it will be more clean and understandable. And then this is all. And then from here, I selected everything and convert to SPSS data. So how do I do SPSS data? Is the first one is for each of the demographic part, I did like this, and then sorry, and then okay, then they will back to and then the decimal I have to treat this for 0, and then the label is actually gender. We can put it G here or GEN, more simplified GEN, and the label is gender. And then the values, you can put first one as female, at, and two as male, at, and then okay here, and then nothing to do with. So the measure, we're gonna do it nominal. And then, for example, the next one is I'm gonna try nat, which is a nationality, nat. And then I'm gonna press enter, decimal must be 0. And then the label here, you can do like nationality. And then, sorry, okay. And then the values, you can put number 1 as Malaysian, and 2 is non-Malaysian. Okay, and then same as this one, you should put nominal, and the list goes on. As the list goes on, it will look like this after I did everything. So basically, this is the initial, such as nat, and then for the variable parts to make it simpler, this is the initial to make it more understanding. AIN, which is advertisement influence no one. Sorry, this one is the, and then this is the label. You can see the questions. These are the full questions. Yeah, usefulness of social media, and then exposure. So these are all the variables. The first one is the usefulness, and then the next one is exposure, and then the third one is the features. The features is okay. And after we get all of this, I'm gonna close to make it. Right. All right, and then we're gonna use the demographic part. Make sure that all your variables are here. Sorry. Just want to make sure that everything's okay. And then from here, I'm going to descriptive analysis, statistics, I mean, and then go to frequencies. And then we're going to transfer all the demographic parts, that's from gender, onto AIN1. I'm going to proceed to variables, and I'm going to check. I just want a minimum, maximum of this data, demographic part. As a chart, I can put pie chart. Make it more interesting and understanding. And then nothing here. Yes, nothing. And then I can press OK, and it will come up at the output of all my demographic parts. So you can see from here, 80.8% are from females and 19.2 only are from male. And then as the age, and then you can see the largest percentage contributes at number 2, which is the age of 21 until 20 and until 26. And nationality, most of them are Malaysians, almost 100%. And we can see one by one here. Yes, you can see here the pie chart shows that. And yeah, the output. Okay, so for that one, I'm going to close this one first. And then we're going to go to the next one. The next one is we're going to find the variables. So how do we find the variables? Is we go to the dimension, I go to dimension reduction, I go to factor, and I will select all the variables part from here until here. I'm going to put, oh, sorry, placed it. Oh, okay, I'm just going to select everything and put at the variables. I'm going to show one by one, and for this one I want the coefficients, significant levels, and also KMO. And then the extraction part, I'm going to use correlation matrix, and the fixed numbers of the factors is 5. And then a rotation, I'm going to use Varimax, continue, scores, nothing to do with the scores. Options, we're going to go sorted by size, and then it's 0.4. So everything's here, and then we're going to transfer it here. Okay, I'm going to make it big here. Oops, sorry. Here. Okay, make it big, make it bigger so you understand more. Okay, you can see the correlation matrix. You can see this is our KMO, the 0.827. You can see the commonalities. You can see all are at the left of your laptop. Okay, and then the total variance of our studies is 46.477, and the component metrics are here, and also our rotated component matrix. So we can see that there's a cross loading here, which is we do not want anything any here because it's cross loading between the first one and second column, and then there are like two empty variables here, and also this one. So how do we reduce that? We go to the analyze, go to dimension reduction, and then I'm just gonna pick everything that is not that is cross-loading. For example, AIN for A2. So AIN for A2 is this one. So is it? Yep. Okay. And then AIN for A1. And then what else? I want to make it clean, so I have to reduce all of this. AIN3E. And then 2 here are 0, empty, so I have to delete it. AIN2H, right? Yes, and AIN2I. And as well as CSF7. All right, so I'm gonna please okay. We're gonna see our new rotated component matrix. It looks more clean now. Yes, and then we can see our total variance. Yes, it has improved, and then that means our variables is very nice. And then from this one, we're gonna calculate to compute the variables of the mean. So yeah, this one has already clean. So for example, the first one, as for the EIN4 is the features. So the features I can put FP, for example, for my initial, and I'm gonna choose everything here, EIN4. I'm gonna choose EIN4 B5, double click, plus EIN B4 plus NIF4 B3 plus NIF4 B2 NIF4 B1 B6 7 plus E8 plus E4 plus E5 plus E3, the last one. So we can put the bracket here. Oops. Okay. So we're gonna calculate from here. We're gonna divide it by the components. How many components are there? We're gonna calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. So we have to match with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's missing one. A, B5, B4, B3, B2, B1, B6, B6, yeah, A6. I didn't put A6. Oops, sorry. A6. All right. So there's like 12. So you divide by 12. And then you can see from here at the bottom. See? And then you have to 0. And anything else. Look at your data view and there will be features here. Okay, we're gonna go to for the next one. I'm gonna select transform compute variables, and we're gonna choose AIN3, which is the exposure. So AIN3, fill it up everything. 0.763 is 3G plus 3D plus 3H plus 3c plus 3f plus 3a. Okay, put the bracket and I divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 components. So it's like this. And then I'm going to check it here, the variable. So there are here, and I'm going to reduce. If we don't, we have to reduce to 0 decimal point because it will look like this. Therefore, we reduce it here, and it will look like this. It looks much better. And then we have another 2 variables. Okay, we're not going to choose this one because that means that because this is our component, so meaning that we only have 4 variables from 5 variables. It reduced to 4. We don't need this. We only calculate it. We only calculate 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are already done with these 2. We're going to proceed with these 2. So we're going to do a simple same one. But this time around, we're gonna do for usefulness. Here I'm gonna put USE, USF, and then I'm gonna take a look at here. AIN2. AIN2 is at the bottom, at the top. So we're gonna start with 2E plus 2D, 2D, 2E, 2C. Oops, sorry. Delete. Plus 2A. Only 4 of the components. Divide by 4. I'm gonna go here. Variable reduce to 0. C. Alright. And the last one for our dependent variables. Consumer buying behavior. I'm gonna do C social factor. SF, our dependent variables. Okay, we can see CSF1, CSF2, CF6, CSS5, CSF3 plus CSS4. So there are 5 components in consumer buying behavior, our dependent variables. Divide by 5. Just want to make sure that everything's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 6 components. Oops. Why? Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 components divided by 6, and we have done everything until the last class of this one. It's going to reduce to 0, and we'll see all the variables, 3 variables, independent and also dependent variables. With that, I would like to conclude my video presentation with thank you. All right.